So every once in a while, I feel compelled to take a break from the issues and to discuss this channel a little bit. And if you'll indulge me, that's what I want to do here for a couple of minutes, because I'm exceedingly happy about how this channel has grown, and about this audience that has grown up around it. And I am deeply grateful for all of you who watch. That said, however, you must understand that in this channel, I am not trying to be all things to all people. This is not simply a straight news channel. We talk about news and politics here from my perspective, and that is the perspective of an anti-MAGA, pro-democracy, pro-rule of law, pro-constitution, decent human being. To the best that I can be a decent human being, that's what I strive to be. Unlike MAGA, who is the exact opposite of all of those things. They are demonstrating themselves. Boy, my allergies are really getting to me today. Didn't think it was going to be a problem. But anyway, they demonstrate themselves to be profoundly indecent human beings. You cannot be a good person and still support this person, this piece of shit in the White House. I think we're long past that. I mean, you could claim ignorance about him to some degree for some period of time, but we are long past that period of time. He is a criminal. He's an adjudicated rapist. He's a racist. He's an awful human being. And so if you still support this guy, in my view, you're an awful human being too. Anyway, that's my point of view from which I come and I talk about the issues. I also infuse my commentary with a little bit of my own personality, right? I'm not playing a character here. I'm just me. Most of the time, I'm just talking off the cuff, nearly all the time. You know, I oftentimes will write a couple of bullet point notes or have an article that I print out, but mainly it's just me talking, and whatever comes to mind is what I say. And when that happens, when you're just talking extemporaneously, you know, you occasionally put your foot in your mouth. I do that. I lose my train of thought. I say stupid shit sometimes that I wish I had rephrased, you know, maybe said in a different way. Sometimes I am misunderstood. Oftentimes that's my own fault for not expressing myself clearly, leaving my words open to interpretation. So I understand all that. Also, this is politics we talk about here. Anyways, what I'm getting to is some of you in the audience. I'm starting out talking about me, but this is really about you, at least some of you. Anyway, so I'm speaking off the cuff. I'm giving you my personal opinion. I sometimes say stupid shit, and I talk about politics. And guess what? We're not going to agree on everything. Imagine that. Is there anyone on the face of the earth that you agree with about everything? Well, there isn't for me. But for some reason, in the podcast, in the YouTube sphere, and for social media, generally speaking, seems there's people out there that they'll follow you, they like your stuff, but the second you say anything they disagree with, they're out. They're like, oh, fuck you, you said something I disagree with. You know, thumbs down, I'm not following you anymore. Screw you. Like, Jesus. People grow up. Some of y'all need to grow up, and I know that's not most of you. It's not the overwhelming majority of you. It's a few of you here and there. And this is what I'm getting to. I'm not trying to be all things to all people. There's how many hundreds of millions of people that use YouTube? I don't need to appeal to all of you. And I don't care to have people who are that unserious, who if you say one thing they don't agree with, they go off in a huff and they unsubscribe and they leave a nasty comment or whatever. It's like, I'm not interested in having those people. If they wanna watch, fine. But I'm not making content for the easily butthurt. That's not what I do. In fact, if you are easily butthurt, this is not the channel for you. And you may like what I say one day, you may hate what I say the next. I might make you laugh, you might, nod along in agreement, and then the next video I say something that, irritates you, that you disagree with. Fine. Isn't that kind of like everyone? I mean, don't you have the same reactions, the same, the same spectrum of, see, here's the part where I'm having a brain fart. I can't think of the word that I want. Whatever. You have different reactions to everyone in your life. Sometimes they piss you off. Sometimes they make you laugh. Sometimes they make you happy and they make you sad. We're all human beings, okay? This is just another form of interacting with other human beings. So anyway, if you're easily butthurt, I'm not making content for you, and you can quite frankly piss off. I'm happy to have you watch. And here's the other thing too. I do my best to read the comments. You guys take the time to write, and I feel a certain obligation to read what you write. I don't have time to respond to everyone. And I don't read every comment, but I read many of them. I read as many as I can. And I appreciate that. I also want to know what you guys think. And oftentimes I take the comment section for inspiration for future videos. If I see a lot of comments, a lot of questions, a lot of issues come up, I might address them in a future video. That's the good part. Reading what you write, knowing what's on your mind. The bad part is I have to read all the bullshit comments that I get. Thankfully, I don't get all that many, but you still get quite a few. And the Trump cultists, for the most part, there's not a lot of Trump cultists because the algorithm takes care of that, right? The algorithm, they know what you like and what you don't like, and they don't show you videos that you don't like. So they're not showing my videos to Trump cultists. So I'm not going to get a lot of Trump cultists here. By the way, I get a lot of people saying to me, Romano, if you didn't mock Trump cultists or Trump supporters so much, maybe they would listen to you and they really need to hear what you have to say. I'm like, it's me mocking them and accurately describing how horrible these people are. That's not the reason they don't watch. They don't watch because the algorithm is not going to show my stuff to them anyway. So I'm not going to waste my time trying to extend an olive branch to these mindless fucking Trump cultists because they're not going to see anyway. So, but every once in a while, you'll get a Trump cultist that, for some reason, stumbles upon my videos and they'll leave their typical nasty personal insults because that's all they can do. Their brain is not evolved for rational thought and civil discussion and a refutation of a different point of view. They can't do that. They don't have the intellect to be able to do that. All they can do is lash out like a child, and stomp their feet and call names and stuff like that. So when I see them, I block them. They don't contribute anything worthwhile to the conversation, and I don't need to see their bullshit. So I just block them. And I think when you block people on YouTube, it's not really, they don't call it blocking. I think they call it hiding the user from the channel, where I think they can still see the video, they just can't comment anymore, which is perfect for me. If they want to watch, go right ahead. Maybe some of this stuff will sink in, at some point in time if they keep watching. Not that I expect them to keep watching, but, you never know. Hope springs eternal. Maybe they'll continue to watch, but they just can't comment anymore, So, but it's not just Trump cultists who get the blocking treatment from me, or get hidden from the channel based on stupid commentary. As I said, I don't have patience. I mean, one thing you'll know if you've watched me for a while, I don't have much patience. I just don't. I really don't have patience for, you know, nasty trolls. I really don't have patience for stupidity. Stupidity, I can't deal with it. And I also have no patience for the easily butthurt, the snowflake class. You know, I just don't. I can't stand people who go around looking for reasons to be offended. Those people just piss me off. I have no patience for those people. And this is where some of you, not many, but some, come in. So this is sort of a, I don't know, fair warning, whatever. But I'll give you an example of some of you who we may agree politically. You may love, you know, most of my videos, but then I'll say something and it's clear that some of you are those people who will just go around looking for reasons to be offended. As I say, the easily butthurt. And I'll give you a good example. I posted a video yesterday about ICE getting rid of all the age requirements. So there's no age limit to join ICE anymore. And they're trying to find, because they're having problems with recruiting enough people. They have all this money to spend, so they want to, you know, hire tons and tons of ICE agents to go, you know, brutalize brown people in Home Depot parking lots. And they want a lot of these thugs, but they're having trouble hiring enough of these thugs. So they've removed the age limits. And so I had some fun talking about how now they're gonna, you know, go recruit among the boomers. And I called them the boomer brigades. And that, you know, maybe they'll be recruiting down in the villages. And I had a little bit of fun, right? Just joking. And most people understood that I'm joking. Some people, of course, though, always, you know, the perpetually butthurt, always looking for reasons to be offended, took offense. And they had to go on the comments section and tell me how horrible it was that what I said. Those people piss me off. You know, telling it like it is, that pisses me off reading those comments because I'm clearly joking. They accuse me of ageism. I don't even understand that ageism crap. First of all, I'm no friggin' spring chicken myself. I'm not a boomer. I'm not there yet, but luckily, you know, hopefully, knock on wood, I get there. We're all gonna get there if we're lucky enough to reach that age. Why would I mock people who are just, you know, some number of years older than me? And that I hope to one day be that old. I don't have anything against those people. I'm not mocking them in a nasty way. I'm lightheartedly joking about this article, that, you know, about this issue of Trump recruiting among the boomer class. But people took offense and accused me, got very, very, very angry at me for saying stuff like that. I also talked about, you know, he's going for the Fox News audience, you know, the older people who spend all day in the recliner, you know, probably got sores on their ass from never getting up, just watching Fox News hour upon hour. So I referred to those people, the Fox News audience, and I got people telling me, don't assume all boomers watch Fox News. I didn't. Never said that they did. And how stupid would I have to be to assume that all boomers watch Fox News? And so, honestly, you even accusing me of making that assumption is implicitly telling me that you think I'm an idiot. Because do you know how many boomers there are still alive in this country? I looked it up. It's about, what it is, 76 million. You think that I'm so stupid that I think all 76 million boomers watch Fox News? There aren't 76 million viewers of Fox News, period. Not even close. We'd have a much bigger problem on our hands if Fox News had a 76 million person audience. The country, there'd be zero chance that we could ever save this country at that point. There may be no chance now, but if Fox News had 76 million viewers, forget about it. But I mean, come on. Never made that assumption. Never would make that assumption. I'm not lumping all boomers into the same category. Not calling you all mindless Trump cultists who have sores on your ass from sitting in your recliner. Chill the hell out, okay? I just can't with those people who get so easily offended. Look, and sometimes, I'll be honest, sometimes I joke around and it doesn't really come off. You know, I don't quite pull it off. I'm not a comedian, right? I'm not maybe I make you laugh every once in a while, but I'm not a fucking comedian. I wouldn't make any money at it if I tried. And I don't try to be a comedian. But, you know, I do like to joke around. I do like sometimes to keep it lighthearted. And just like professional comedians, not that I'm one, but, you know, you make a joke, and especially me, I don't come here with prepared jokes, never had once. I may say something may come to me at the spur of the moment while I'm talking to you here, and, you know, I might see, oh, yeah, I'm going to go for that. That's kind of a funny little line I'm going to throw in there. You know, something like that. It's spur of the moment, and sometimes I try it out, and it ain't funny. it comes off pretty stupid. That happens, all right? And yeah, I could go and I can edit that stuff out, but I'm far too lazy. I'm not going to do it. This is a one take and done sort of situation most of the time. I'm not editing out bad jokes that I make. So you just got to know that as you watch this channel. And some of you are new to the channel. Welcome. I appreciate you being here. Hope you'll subscribe if you haven't done so already. But just know that I'm speaking off the cuff. Sometimes I say stupid shit. Sometimes I go for a joke that doesn't work. You might find it, you know, a little offensive. Just get past it. It wasn't meant. I didn't intend for it to be mean or to offend anybody. I went for a joke. I go for a joke every now and then, and sometimes it falls flat. So anyways, that's it. I mean, I really shouldn't have to explain any of this stuff. That's the thing. So many of I didn't get a whole lot of stupid comments, but I did get some, and they ticked me off. And so I wanted to respond and just use some of the dumb response I got to my boomer comments to make the point more generally, because this does come up in other videos. And so it's not just about this, it's generally speaking. If you're gonna take offense that easily, then this isn't the channel for you. And I'm happy for you to watch, but I'm not necessarily making content for you. I'm not gonna write out a script, carefully preparing all my remarks so that I don't say anything that might possibly offend one or two people in the audience. I ain't doing that. And I don't think this would be a very good channel to watch if I did. I'm not going to sanitize this so much, right? It's me, take me, leave me, whatever. It's your choice, but you're not going to change me. I just am who I am. I hope you enjoy it, but if you don't, that's all right too. But if you're butthurt and you feel the need to make comments, just know that might be the last comment you make on this channel, because I just don't have the patience. And I do read the comments, and if I see one of those comments that annoy me, you're blocked, you know, just that's it, bye-bye. That's the way I operate. And it's not a question of having thin skin, because I know sometimes I was talking to people and say, oh, you can't have such a thin skin. It's not a question of having a thin skin. It's a question of having no patience. And if it makes me not want to read the comments if I see a bunch of bullshit in the comments. So I want to read the comments. And so if I have, anyway, you get the point. I don't need to belabor this point. Anyway, that's that. Thanks for watching. As always, I really do appreciate. Oh, one more thing. I don't know if I mentioned this about the boomers. Going back to you boomers. I have a lot of boomers in this audience. You can see detailed demographic information inside the YouTube channel. So I know generally speaking who my audience is, where they are, their age ranges, when they watch, what other channels they watch. There's a lot of information I have. I know who my audience is, and I've got a lot of boomers. Honestly, probably boomers are my largest cohort. The last thing I do is come on here and be intentionally insulting. Well, I'm not intentionally insulting to anyone except the maggots. But I would certainly never come on here and be intentionally insulting to boomers in general. Trump cultist boomers? Hell yeah. But just people in general based on their age. That's ridiculous. I would never do that. So anyways, I just wanted you all to know, I know who you are, and I know I got a lot of boomers, all of whom I appreciate, except you whiny little bitches. I don't really. And don't get offended at my use of the term bitches. I'm not just talking about women here. You know, if you're whiny and butthurt and I call you a whiny little bitch, that refers to all of you, regardless of your gender or your gender identification. Okay? It doesn't matter to me. You play the whiny little victim, and you're a whiny little bitch in my book. So anyway, that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Talk to you again soon.